Usually I don't gel that well with anime comedies. Like, you gotta be Prison School or something to get me going, but...
Prison School.
10 out of 10.
I don't know how comfortable I feel with you talking about Kaguya-sama and Prison School at the same time.
I mean, we're gonna review Prison School eventually, so you better get pretty comfortable with it.
I just don't like them being in the same sentence.
I'm so excited.
It's gonna be so good.
How dare you?
You'll learn to appreciate Prison School.
No, she won't. No,
I won't.
Cassie, we made it through Green. We can make it through Prison School.
きっと約束だよいつかまた同じ笑顔で
Hello and welcome to Annie Chat Box, the podcast where for once 5 friends all together snuggling into a teeny tiny space to talk about all things anime. I'm your host Cassie for this lovely end of the year special that's happening in basically February. Thank you for sticking with us for this long. But yeah, this is our 2019 anime banana.
Yay!
Instead of bonanza, because we're getting crazy up in this joint today. Most of us are sick, but that's why you can tell we're dedicated to our craft.
Nope.
One by one, I will introduce us all, except for Lily, who's not actually really here.
I'm forced here against my will, so...
You could have said no.
It's okay, I can play TMS while I try and manage this, so it's fine.
You mean...
Well, since you're already talking, why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh. Hi, I'm here. I'm playing TMS.
Someone who also has TMS, but is being kind enough to fucking be patient to play it, Cami.
Hello! Hi, everybody.
I didn't know you got that.
Get got it, yeah. He was like, do you want to start it? And I was like, no, we're recording in an hour, so I will do that later. But yeah, big shout outs to Craig and Cassie and just everybody being flexible because I woke up sick. Y'all rock.
Woot!
We will rock you.
I'm having a blank. What is TMS?
Tokyo Mirage
Tokyo
Sessions.
Mirage
Oh,
Sessions.
yeah, of course.
Otherwise known as TMS Entertainment, the production company behind several of your favorite animes, like Dr. Stone.
Oh my god.
Dr. Stone.
Yes.
John, are you gonna play Tokyo Mirage Sessions?
I might, not. I haven't got it yet.
That's not the correct answer.
I'm not.
If there's enough people
Craig,
telling me I
that is also
should.
not the correct
Craig
answer.
already basically bought it, so...
I am playing Death Stranding.
If I get it, I'll have to
Fucking
wait
nerd.
until the 24th, which will then mean I might as well wait until after Remind.
But we're all here, definitely existing as a full pod. This doesn't get to happen very often, but when it does, it just makes my little heart so happy. And you know what else makes my little heart so happy?
Anime bullshit.
Talk about anime bullshit. Me and
Hell
Craig
yeah.
did it for 4 hours last night on another podcast, so...
It was a fun recording, actually. I was rather surprised by the diversity of selections.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of intrigued on where the diversity will be on our end of the year list. Like, we'll see how many things reappear and how many things that maybe we're surprised by. Probably not by me, I'm pretty predictable. But everybody else, I'm very excited to see what ended up on their end of the year list. But before we go ahead and do that, I'm going to explain to everybody who's currently listening how this is going to go. We are going to divide this into 2 parts because we have pity on you listeners and don't want to make you listen to a possibly 3 to 4 hour podcast. So we're going to break it up into parts. Our first parts will include Cami's, Craig's, and Lily's top 6 of 2019, in addition to some fun little awards that we like to give out every year with funny little titles that we haven't changed because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then our second part will include me and John's top 6 and also some additional awards. We are going to break this into a round robin kind of style where we will do Cami's honorable mentions and her 6 through 4 first, an award, then Craig's, an award, Lily's 6 through 4 honorable mention, so on and so forth. And you guys can just sit and be along for the ride. I'm really excited to see what everybody has to say today. So.
Yeah.
Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. as ready as I'm gonna
Is
be.
everyone tall enough to ride this ride?
No.
I'm getting on anyway.
Ah, yeah, Cami the rebel. Good thing she gets to go first.
I do. So let me hit you first with my honorable mention slots. There are so many shows that I just didn't finish this year, and I made it a point not to put shows that I haven't finished on my list yet, just for, honestly, sake of easiness. But there are also shows that I just didn't get to check out at all. So I have 2 shows that I wish I watched this year. And the first one is Given, which you've probably heard me mention, which I heard is a very good both music anime and boys love show that really promotes boys love in a very like healthy, organic way that's not usually seen in a lot of anime. So I really just got to get around to that one. It missed the mark. Also, like, Demon Slayer. Like, I know that Demon Slayer is fucking great. I just didn't watch it. I'm really sorry, and I should have.
How dare you? It's fine.
So
I will get to it eventually. Like, it's, I think it's kind of like Mob Psycho. Like, I will get to it and I will love it in due time. So, yes. For honorable mentions, I want to do something that Cassie usually takes advantage of, which is just to talk about shows that didn't come out this year, but that I watched this year. And ironically, were actually from last year that I missed last year, but we watched this year. Anyway. First one I'm going to hit you with is Hugto Precure, which is fucking amazing. Oh my god. Like, Hugto Precure just, like, completely reignited my love of classic magical girl shows. It revolutionized that love by presenting so many unique things. And now I'm, like, fully down to watch a lot more Precure, and I'm so happy that it was the first one that I ever saw. So, major love. The second one, to no surprise for Craig, is Banana Fish, because, like,
Ooh.
that show just took me on a fucking journey this year, and now I have the first 3 volumes of the manga, and I still won't shut up about it, and I still hurt myself by, like, looking up fan art and stuff, so definitely, like, big shout-outs to those shows. They are great. Okay, getting us started at number 6. If I had more of a voice, I would shout or sing for the show, because that fits its style, but I have Sarazanmai by... Yeah, the one and only Kunihiko Ikuhara. Sarazanmai, like, I think on a whole of Ikuhara shows, it's not, like, in my upper echelon per se, but, like, having an Ikuhara anime in any given season is just such a treat, and the show was just beautiful, it was shocking, it was hilarious, it was unique, and it definitely made that entire season something special, so I did want to mention it. Big shout outs to our Kappa boys. Good stuff.
Sakuga's in the butt.
Yeah, Sakuga's in the butt. It's all in the butt. I don't think there will ever be another anime season where I say the word butt stuff as much as I did for Sarazanmai.
I really hope so. I hope another one comes along.
Yeah. Oh, with more butts.
I just really enjoy hearing the word butt stuff constantly in my day-to-day encounters with my friends.
And there were so many stupid inside jokes. There was a time that Cassie, Rin, and I think Zach, we, like, all changed our icons to the Kappa boy holding the thing that said butt. And we just, like, we just laughed really hard, like, that entire night. So, like, yeah, Sarazanmai did good stuff. It was a lot of fun.
That emote is still in the server, by the way.
There you go.
It is.
It is.
The offering.
All right. Number 5, transitioning into something that is also really funny and just makes me laugh a lot on recount, is actually Kaguya-sama Love is War. I love Cassie's reaction. Kaguya-sama, it's funny, when I was first watching it, I didn't necessarily know how much I really liked it. But the further I got, the more I enjoyed it. And even just, like, thinking back on it and revisiting clips and talking about it, it was really good. It's a really enjoyable romantic comedy that just does everything right and exceeds a lot of expectations, like, in terms of animation, being a lot better than it needs to be. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty damn excited about season 2. So big shout outs to Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Love is War, Love is War.
Love is War,
Love is War, Love is War,
Love is War. The acting in that show, top tier.
Number 4, it goes to Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season, which was it was a really nice show that talks about romance anime and being from the perspective of girls, and it's a lot more organic in that than I think a lot of stereotypical shows, because these girls are just thinking about things that it feels like teenagers think about.
Yeah.
And I really just appreciate that aspect of it. There were so many scenes that just like made my heart flutter and gave me a lot of feelings that like made me so happy. And then there were cliffhangers that I was like genuinely invested in, and I was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen next? I watched this weekly and it was kind of painful, but that's only because the show was so great. So yeah, big shout outs to that one. And good work, Mari Okada. Again, I think that this is another really good show by her, and I totally recommend people check it out. I think that even if this kind of genre doesn't seem to be your vibe, you'll find something unique to latch onto. Hell yeah. So there you go.
Wow, girl, you went so quick.
Yeah.
Rapid speed Cami. Let's all try and do that.
I like it. Cami, you have like poise, you have elegance, and you come prepared, succinct. You're just like, here's the facts, and I'm going to present you with them, and we're going to get in, we're going to get out. I'm like, all right.
I just figure we have a lot to get through today, and since 3 out of 5 of us are sick, I'm like, I can...
That's also
wrong.
fair. That's also very fair, so...
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and take the wheel and keep us going then. Our first mini award is the Shiipp Award,
Woo!
which we award to our favorite couple or your individual OTP of 2019. Doesn't necessarily have to be canon. It can be canon. It can be whatever the fuck you want.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and get us started with bringing back up Kaguya-sama. So Miyuki Shirogane and Kaguya Shinomiya were such a charismatic couple, and I loved every episode with them in it. I'm a little salty they still haven't gotten together. Soft spoiler, I guess, but that's not what you're watching the show for. You're watching the show to see their chemistry, and their chemistry is palpable. It's so very fun to watch. They bounce off each other super well. They're both really intelligent individuals and yet really stupid when it comes to each other. It's just very fun to make. It's fun to make romance almost like this crazy, like, I don't know, like truth or dare game that's constantly going on for like every minute of every day. I love that show so much. And I think one of the main reasons I do love it is just because the couple that's at the centerpiece is just so charismatic and good.
Yeah.
Right on.
Cami,
Okay.
who gets your Shiipp award of 2019?
Speaking of returning to shows that were already dropped, my OTP of this year is Sonezaki and Amagiri from the anime O Maidens in Your Savage Season. So one thing with the show is that it focuses on so many different couples, and they all have kind of associated drama or unexpected things that happen. But these two are just so pure and sweet, and like also their pace keeps moving. You know, it's very much like you see the feelings that they have for each other and they address it. They don't really like beat around the bush. And probably my favorite scene of the entire show involves these two and like a really long essay. And like I think I cried because I was so happy. Like it was just so cute.
Yeah.
It was so pure. And I think that for me personally, I think they have the healthiest relationship in the entire show. So much love for them. They're very adorable, and I love them a whole lot.
Nice.
That campfire scene, though.
And the camp, they're so good. I love them.
Or bonfire. Never mind.
Mhm.
I'm still living in Eurocamp of last year.
I mean,
Why would you ever leave? Yeah.
It's back to an extent, right? Hey, a camp is the thing. Room camp.
Yeah, I'll get around to it eventually. It's a short, so I'm like, I'll just wait until it's all out and then
Just binge it all.
binge my little heart out.
Yeah, I get you.
Speaking of hearts, Craig,
Hi.
who gets your Shiipp award?
So let me tell you. Let me preface this by saying, I watched garbage this year. All right. I watched garbage. Bokuben, We Never Learn, is one such example of garbage. This show is cute. I can understand why people have qualms with this show. I can understand why people would rather read the manga. The anime doesn't end satisfactory in my mind's eye. That's neither here nor there. My OTP Shiips award for 2019 season is Yuiga Naruyuki and Fumino Furuhashi. Basically the main boy and the girl who wants to be an astronomy, go into astronomy, and but she's really excels at writing and stuff.
English.
Yeah, English.
Craig, you chose the best girl. I'm so proud of you.
Is she the blue-haired one?
You are correct. Yes.
Oh, she's so cute.
Good choice.
It's interesting because I binged all of season 1 and caught up with season 2 as it was airing and watched it, and I'm like, yes, the best girl wars have begun once again. And throughout the show, I was like, man, this girl's cute. They're all cute, but like in season 2, Furuhashi has a lot of character development and arcs. It talks about her dad and sort of stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, you win, and they cute together. So I ship it.
Nice.
Proud of you guys. 2 awards in a row that you could have shipped a teenager with a teacher and you didn't. I'm so proud.
I mean, the teacher is also best girl.
Well, yeah, but I'm awarding you for not shipping it. I'm not saying they're bad characters. I'm just saying I'm so proud of you for not doing that.
Yeah.
Listen, if those are your favorite couples, that's fine. But for me, I'm just proud of my friends.
Aw.
All right, Lily, I need you to take your eyes off your game for a minute.
No!
And,
No!
well, okay, then you can keep your eyes on your game if you'd like, but you still need to tell us about your Shiipp award.
Okay. My award goes to Hoshina Hikaru and Hagoromo Lala from Star Twinkle Precure. Because they just fucking cute.
Cute.
They are.
That's it.
I mean...
I can always count on you to bring the cute Precure girlfriends up to the spotlight.
Just watch the movie. It pays,
I haven't even watched the movie, but I have seen the PV for the movie, and it looks pretty fucking gay.
It is very gay.
I mean, well, there we go. That was quick and easy.
Yeah.
All right, John, you're going to have to give me some info here, because I actually know nothing about the couple you're about to talk about.
I'm also going to say I didn't actually watch much anime that had a really heavy romance plot throughout for the most part this year. But I end up really shipping Hirato Kuga, who's the main character, and Hinata Mukai from Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise. Hinata's his childhood friend, and he's
okay,
been in
Cami?
I'm just like, oh, the childhood friend archetype. All right.
After, so the main character's been in something of a slump, pretty much going through depression after events in the past, and in order to try and encourage him to get back into Build Divers, where she knew back into the
VR world.
The VR world that I'm completely blanking on the name of now. She starts GBN, that's it. She ends up getting a job at the Gundam Cafe, and kind of asking him for advice on things because she doesn't actually know anything about Gundam. And she's just constantly there, like, cheering him on, and they just have these moments where they kind of just click, and unfortunately they don't really interact much, well, at least on his part towards her, unfortunately, but they still just seem really cute together, and I just kind of root for her more than anything. But yeah, she's cute, and I think they look cute together, and I don't know much else to say, to be honest.
And that's fine. I wanted to give a quick shout out to Reo and Mabu from Sarazanmai, which none of us actually picked, but they're just so good. Just putting that out there.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
Good shit. If anybody else wants to really quickly shout out one more couple, you have like 2 seconds.
No.
No.
Okay, everybody's
you
good.
Can't
Let's
make
move
me.
on. All right, cool. So we're done with our ship award. So now we're going to move on to Craig's honorable mentions and also his top 6 through 4.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you the cream of the crop.
Oh,
I
man.
have problems.
You, yeah, you do.
I've
Thank
watched
you for letting us know.
I've watched too much anime. Cass, before recording, said you can have up to 4 slots for your honorable mentions. 2, or with the combination of shows that you want to give shoutouts to, or shows that you haven't watched. Outside of Beastars, which I'm waiting for Netflix to watch,
Oof.
I've watched practically everything this year that I wanted to get to.
Nerd.
I have
Fucking nerd.
shoutouts to my...
Complains about not being able to play Death Stranding, watches every anime under the sun. I'm absolutely disappointed in you.
I'm watching Kuga.
I'm absolutely disappointed.
What? Kuga doesn't like get rid of the disappointment?
Could have been hanging out with
It's
BB
okay,
and Mads.
Craig.
I mean, I will.
I'm not disappointed in you.
Okay.
Me
Thank you,
either.
Cass. So we're going to give shoutouts to a show that will never fucking die. This is my platform to talk about this here. One Piece. The show where I went to go see the One Piece Stampede movie on October 28th of this year. And then decided to watch all of Whole Cake arc and basically all of Wano, which it is now current up to. The latest opening, Over the Top, is a fucking baller. Please, don't send help, because there's still much to watch. I like the cast in this show, but it has problems. I've talked about this at length and save our progress. Want to give shout-outs to another franchise that will never die. The Precure franchise, this latest installment, Star Twinkle Precure. I don't really have much notes on this one. It's cute. It continues cute, like, what is it? This one's theme is space and stars. I like the main girl. She says twin cool a lot. And as Lily has pointed out, it gay at points. Lala is also very cute. She says loon. And it's just about to finish, actually. So I'm primed and ready for the new Healing Good Precure.
I hope it can heal me good.
Damn.
I
Damn.
need some healing, please.
Damn. Well, you're sick, so that's
Most of us need some healing good.
that's understandable.
Yes.
Next up we have Vinland Saga, the show that I watched over the course of my vacation. I binged all of it after watching all of The Witcher. This one has a lot of polish. Wit Studios knows how to really do dynamic fight sequences and whatnot. I won't really get too deep into this, but basically this is a tale of revenge. And how far you go to seek your revenge. This is based on a very high prolific comic book, and it has been compared to Game of Thrones. It has been compared to Legend of Galactic Heroes in terms of power plays and backstabberies, and let me tell you, it does have that. And I hope we get a season 2 because it leaves off in such a way that I'm very curious to see where we go from here. Do not look up anything on this property because it could ruin you. I saw one thing and it kind of middled the back half of the show for me, which was kind of unfortunate. And last on my honorable mentions here, we have Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Yeah.
Dat Sakuga, though, baby. We have a soft boy protagonist. I've discovered in this year that we have soft boys, and that will really like to empathize with their villains and whatnot. And that's why I like Tanjiro. Also, this show gave me and Lily our Boar-san, Inosuke.
Boar-san!
Chaos incarnate. When he shows up and he bends his spine backwards and just laughs maniacally, I knew that he was
just precious child.
A
Please
precious
protect.
child.
Best.
God, this show is the air quotes hype new anime. I guarantee it will sweep at the Anime Awards on the Crunchies, and I won't be really surprised. Kind of disappointed, but won't be surprised. It's really good. It deserves praise, and everyone lost their shit during a certain sequence in the back half of the show. So there you go. Moving on to my 6 through 4 on my top 6s. Number 6, we have The Promised Neverland.
Ooh.
This show for me was a case of very, very low expectations going in. When Zach was telling me that this was being teased and said basically just watch the anime, we didn't know who was going to be animating it. We were like, is it going to be A1 Pictures? Is it going to be JC Staff? No, it's Cloverworks. And then my immediate thought was, great, Cloverworks, they do such great works as Persona 5 the animation.
Mhm.
Yay. Turns out, they know how to set a mood. Tensions run high in this show. I won't give away the twist that happens in episode 1, but basically it's a game of cat and mouse. And Emma is a precious girl, and you must protect her. Number 5, a show that I also binged over my vacation, and we recently reviewed this. Carol on Tuesday.
Yay!
Woo!
Shinichiro Watanabe's final form. This boy exudes music appreciation. Talked about it before, but this show shows all kinds of music. It looks at the industry, and basically just coming together and just singing your hearts out. And I'm like, damn, all the styles and all that sort of shit. It's fucking rad, man. Give it a watch. It's all on Netflix. And finally, number 4. The Iku train continues, kids, with Sarazan Mai.
Yeah! Yeah!
Sarazanmai.
Yeah!
Just shout outs to, what is it, Mappa? I think it was Mappa that animated this production. This show is bright, colorful. I think it's very well animated, very, very fluid. As Cami said previously, Sakuga is in the butt. And fucking that gay shit though. It's fucking great. It's fantastic. The music is on point. Even so far as the dub has translated the songs, which kudos to them for actually going the extra mile on that. This is a show that I think I need to rewatch because much like any Iku production, it has layers to it. But it's very digestible. It's only 11 episodes, so definitely give this one a watch.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rad, Craig. I appreciate you. And your quality taste in anime.
Damn. Damn, thanks, Cass. I appreciate your taste in anime.
Really? Do you, though?
I mean, do you appreciate mine?
Most of the time.
Wow.
Listen, I'm still pretty salty about how hard I had to go to get you to watch episode 1 of Hanako-kun.
You
I'm a little salty.
You really were. To a point.
I was so salty. We watched it last night, and I swear to God, it was the nicest and also, meanest thing Craig has ever done. He hugged me, and he was like, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
I mean, the fucking show's called Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. It's a show, the title.
I still won't watch it, so.
I mean.
One day you will. Anyway.
Anyway,
moving on. We're talking about 2019 anime, not 2020 good anime. Anyway. So the next thing that we need to work to, go to, I don't know, is the Baewatch Award, which we award to our best boy or best girl of 2019. Though to be a little bit more open-minded, I'll just say, who are your favorite characters of 2019 is probably a better way to put it.
Yeah.
Because maybe we have some people who don't fit into either one of those particular roles.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't this year, we might next year. So we'll just keep that in mind going forward. But my Baewatch awards go to one Mob from Mob Psycho 2.
Oh, I got it. One.
Yeah.
As in the author.
Yeah.
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 I'm funny. I'm so funny.
You are.
99!
Yeah.
Anyway. Shigeo, also known as Mob, is a wonderful, sweet little boy, and I love him to death. I would literally die for this child.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
He's so soft and so good. And one of the things that I really appreciate about his character, from going from season 1 to season 2, and you can, see what more of my thoughts are on that particular topic in our actual episode that we recorded earlier this year for Mob Psycho 2. But one of my favorite things that happened in the show had to do with his character really coming to terms with his own personal feelings and not always putting other people first. And also learning what it is to actually express yourself when you're too scared to. And I really think he embodies this beautiful pacifist son who also really just is a little broken inside and needs his friends to help him really open up. And I love him. He's so good. He's such a good boy.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy. My favorite lovely lady from 2019 was Tuesday from Carol and Tuesday.
Yes!
She's just a total sweetheart and a complete mess of a human being. I love her because of everything that she stands for. She wants to go and pursue her dreams. She had the gall to get up, leave her house, and just go on an adventure, and that's something that I think most of us, even in our older years, over here, good old in our late 20s, early to mid 30s, we're still scared to do. How many of us are going to go and jump on a train in the middle of the night to go achieve our dreams? Fuck no, I got work tomorrow.
I'm doing it.
It's just...
I'm doing it tomorrow. See you later. Bye-bye.
Well, outside of Lily, I guess, none of us are really jumping on on a train to go achieve our dreams. So she's a very strong character. She's strong-willed. She's passionate. She's a sweetheart. She just cares very much about those around her. If I could put two people down, I'd put Carol and Tuesday as a unit because they fit together so well.
Yeah.
But again, we talked about that in Carol and Tuesday itself, so you should totally listen to that review where we gush both about Carol and Tuesday at length. But if I had to pick one from the duo, Tuesday she's just so soft and so good, and every time I look at her, I just can't help but smile. She's a good girl.
Cass, where can people find that episode?
At soundcloud.com/Annie Chatbox.
Oh my god.
Craig. Thank you for asking.
The show.
No problem.
Oh my god.
For those who are curious, watch the Decade in Review for Save of Progress.
I mean, if we don't get any new fucking listeners after the amount of times we were plugged yesterday, I don't know what else we can do.
Damn.
Well, no one listens to Save Our Progress, so hi-yo!
I do!
You're the only
too.
one? Okay.
And if you guys want some quality listening of some beautiful people talking about sometimes anime, sometimes other things that are unimportant, you can go to soundcloud.com/saveourprogress.
Hey-o!
Oh my god.
Hey.
Anyway, Cami, let's have you talk to us about your Baewatch awards for 2019.
As far as Best Boy goes, I actually had about 3. One of which that will be talked about later, thankfully. Thanks, John. And my other one was Lego She. But neither of them made the final cut because Waver Velvet, my son, my terrible disaster trash child,
Yes.
had his own anime this year in the Lord El Malloy 2 Case Files. So I was like, well... I fell in love with this boy in Fate Zero, and that was years ago. I already desperately try to insert myself talking about him as much as I can be humanly possible, but this is really the only appropriate time for me to be able to talk about him. So yes.
Go off, sister.
So yes, I love Waver Velvet. He is definitely controversial to some people, especially in Fate Zero, as he starts off as a whiny, insecure brat of a boy. And he kind of still is, but he learns to be better through influence of Iskandar. And in Case Files, we see him, I think he starts at age 19 and then into his mid-20s, and seeing how he's grown up. And he is now a prestigious instructor at the Mages Society, and he is self-deprecating, but he's hardworking as a teacher for a bunch of obnoxious teenagers because you got to make that money somehow. And so he's just very he tries to present himself as so serious, but then you'll see these moments where he breaks, and you see the same grumpy disaster child that I fell in love with, and I'm just like, oh, Oh, I love and appreciate you so much. And he's grown up well. He is still growing up. And there's a really beautiful cathartic scene at the end of the anime that made me cry. I love my boy, Waver Velvet. If you are a fan of Fate Zero or of like Waver and Iskandar, definitely give the show a watch. I don't think it's perfect, but it's about Waver Velvet, so it's worth watching.
But Cami, why done it?
But the why done it? Yes, Waver also speaks in terrible English. It's great. It's great, and he wear glasses. So Megane upgrade, good stuff.
He also wears a really nice T-shirt too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That hurts me.
We should have a new award next year called the Megane Upgrade Award too, and we will award it to the person who we think would be upgraded most by being given a pair of glasses.
Ooh.
I love it. I love it. All right. Best girl is a bit less convoluted, but I chose Retsuko from Agretsuko because we got season 2 this year.
Nice.
For Agretsuko. And I love Retsuko. I loved Retsuko in season 1. I was Retsuko in a kind of lazy way for Komori-con this year. She is just a very relatable character, I think, for anybody that's growing up, is in their young to mid-20s, just trying to be independent and also learn what you want to seek out in life. And I think in season 2, as compared to season 1, she's making a lot more strides to kind of bring herself forward, to grasp independence, to realize what she wants out of life, even if sometimes that means making really tough decisions. And there are some really tough decisions she made in this season that honestly made me cry, because some of them at the time I could really relate to. And so I'm just, yep, Cassie knows. And so I'm just very proud of her. I relate to her, and as she moves forward, I want to move forward as well. So yeah, she gets that Best Girl award. She's super good.
That's good.
She good. See, when you said you were Retsuko for a second, I was going to be like, weren't we all a little bit of Retsuko, really?
Yes.
But then you're like cosplay, and I was like, shit, backpedal.
I mean, you're still right, though. I think that we all are. There's a little bit of Retsuko in each of us.
It's true. It's very true.
I too wish to scream death metal at karaoke.
Yeah.
I mean, you should try. I would love to see that, actually. Actually, I think I want to see John scream death metal.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Just a symbol appears on his head saying rage.
Let's be real, out of all of us, he's probably the one that probably goes into karaoke bars and screams into a microphone.
He has to deal with customer service every day, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Exactly. He has to deal with customer service and our bullshit. But Craig, why don't you talk to us about your Baywatch awards for this year?
Baywatch for 2019. I've already talked about the show before, but best boy is Tanjiro Kamado from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Again, going back to what I said, I like the trend this year. We have soft boys that can be empathetic towards our villains and just be like, oh my god, you're so cool. Yet you're able to be you're able to empathize on a level, and and you're so good. I don't really have much to say about him other than that. He goes through a lot. He trains. He's a shonen protag. You know, he gets cool water powers with the sword. Fucking go watch Demon Slayer, kids. Best girl. Continuing the train of Craig Watch's harem bullshit this year outside the podcast, because no one needs to watch that shit. Miku Nakano from the Quintessential Quintuplets. You would know this girl based on artwork of the girl drinking tea and having a pair of headphones on her head. This girl is fucking cute. This girl actually has the most exposure with the main character and said show, and basically much like Bokuben, the show itself is based around the guy getting hired to tutor the girls, and she's the one that befriends him first, and they actually have good chemistry. She's also really cute and a history nerd to a point where she's studied all of the Sengoku period of Japan and loves to talk about it. And yeah, she's cute as fuck. If there's one thing I could recommend about Quintessential Quintuplets is Miku. Go watch it for that.
Okay, so Lily, I know you're actually for once excited to talk about anime-adjacent media.
Anime-adjacent media!
Fucking great.
My favorite! Fuck anime, but anime-adjacent media is great.
Oh, Lord.
So, my award for Best Girl and Best Boy actually come from the same show, or actually the same movie,
Yeah,
and that is, I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher these names, because I don't know Chinese. Lang Vu Yao and Mu Tianming. I don't know exactly how you pronounce those, because Chinese...
Honestly, you did okay.
Okay.
The only one you kind of messed up with was you said Lang, and it would be pronounced long.
Long. Okay, so Long
Is it
Vu Yao.
is it Chinese or Taiwanese?
I don't know.
It's Chinese.
Chinese.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Whatever.
Taiwanese is a spin-off of Chinese. Anyway, I can get into this later.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and-
I was
and they're
actually
from-
curious.
And they're from Thunderbolt Fantasy Bewitching Melody of the West, which is the new movie that just dropped, like a couple weeks ago, back in December.
The Booch shined down upon us on Christmas Day and said, "Here, my children."
Here is Thunderbolt I give you the gift of Thunderbolt Fantasy. And I was like, oh, yes, please feed me this good food. So, so this is the backstory for a character that showed up in, Season 2. I think actually he was he was also my best boy.
He probably was.
Last year. Anyways, he's a bard who is a character that's based on TM Revolution, the guy who does the openings, and a lot of the insert songs for Thunderbolt Fantasy. But I guess Urobuchi thought he was a promotional character, but I guess Urobuchi thought his character was so cool that he decided to insert him into the actual canon. And he's so cool. He doesn't talk very much, but he plays his talking lute, who does most of the talking for him, and he flips around, and his lute has or I don't even know there's a special name that Zach knows for the actual instrument he used. I don't know what it's called. Whatever. It's a guitar.
Sitar?
It's a string instrument. Anyways, and there's a blade that comes out of it, and he's super cool. And this movie is all about his backstory and how he, ended up joining the main character of Thunderbolt Fantasy. And he meets this girl, who also fights with the power of song, and they're both just super cool. And she's the only female character in Thunderbolt Fantasy that's treated super well, and it's great, and they're the best. And you should watch Thunderbolt Fantasy. It's super good.
You really should.
Damn.
Especially season 2 and this movie. This movie is fantastic.
If only the movie had a dragon, then it would just be 11 out of 10.
Yeah, but that scene where they're fighting
Yes.
together in that little on
Yep,
that stage.
in the courtyard.
Oh, yeah. 10 out of 10. Quality entertainment.
And the TM song just fucking plays while they're spinning in the air.
It's so good. So good. If there's one thing you can take away from me with this recording, it's that you need to watch Thunderbolt Fantasy. Fuck everything else. Watch Thunderbolt Fantasy. There you go.
I do need to watch the second movie still.
I
So
mean,
good.
I'm not a huge fan of Thunderbolt Fantasy. I've always thought it was okay, but not really my thing.
She
This
didn't
movie
watch
was
the
pretty
second
good.
season either, so her just throwing that out there.
I didn't, but I liked this movie. This movie was pretty good.
I should
It is
check out
pretty
the
good.
movie.
It is pretty good anime adjacent media, and I think you might like it too, Cami, considering they're fighting with the power of song.
Yeah,
so good.
and a well-treated female character. I'm so down to check that out.
Yeah, she kicks ass. Soft spoiler, the entire fucking movie, I was like, she's gonna die. She's gonna die. Oh my god. They can't ever keep a good female character around. She's fine.
Awesome.
Yee.
Alright,
So
back
John-
to my game.
Alright. So John, why don't you tell me a little bit about your good boys and girls this year?
So as Cami already alluded to, my best boy of the year goes to Hyakimaru from
Yes!
Dororo.
Oh boy, what a boy.
I could sit here gushing about him for a while, in honesty, as well. And as a result, I don't know where to start with him, but...
He is a character that I think it exists through so many challenges. Like, the world is constantly tearing him down, but, like, he persists by existence. And you get to see his development in a very unique lens because of the origins of, like, how he comes to this world. His development arc is very different than a lot of main characters. And it just, like... He really does start the show to me feeling so much like a child who grows up into a man by the end of the series. And I love him. I love him a lot. He's very endearing. I think a problem with the show is that it tries to present conflict of people being like, hey, Hyakimaru, don't do what you want to do. But the whole time I'm like, no, fuck all of you. Let Hyakimaru do what he wants to do.
Yeah,
he's a character that gets a raw deal for all intents and purposes, and kind of like overcomes adversity and every sense of the being, and it's a very cool. His challenges are very cool ways, or rather, the obstacles are very interesting. How he has to overcome them. I'm not going to really go into detail, but Dororo is a cool show. All things considered.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add to that. I apologize. I completely don't there, but yeah.
I mean, you're fine. It's just cool to watch this character grow and really experience things around him and experience relationships in a way that he never could. So,
Yeah.
He's good.
I love him. He a son. He a very good son.
As for best girl, I have actually put down May from Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise. I promise that's the last I'm going to talk about Build Divers. But yeah, she comes across as this sort of like enigma towards the start of the series, and then there's like hints of things about her that kind of caught my attention, especially towards the midway point, and then there's a kind of big reveal about her that kind of confirmed a suspicion I had about her that kind of really won me over. I'm being vague because I don't want to give too much away. And she also, like, right towards the end, caught me off guard with some really cute moments for this otherwise kind of tall, dark, and handsome woman in the series. But that just kind of made her even more endearing to me. And I'm going to continue being vague about her if I say anything more, because I think that whole enigma about her is part of what made her like so intriguing to me in the first place. So yeah.
Nice.
I approve. I think Lily also watched Gundam Build Divers. Did you get that far?
I still have to catch up a little bit, but...
Did you like May?
She cute. She also uses a Wadum, at least where I'm at, so... And that's a Turn A Gundam. Suit, which doesn't get much representation, so she's cool in my book.
Alright, I hope you're not done talking, honey, because it's your turn to talk to us about your 4 optional honorable mentions and your 6 through 4.
I don't have any honorable mentions, so this is gonna be quick.
What about Yu-Gi-Oh?
Huh?
What about Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh, I can talk about that?
Yeah, honorable mentions are 4 things you watched this year, either from this year, not from this year, or things you would have wished you watched.
Oh, sweet. Dope. So, secret best anime that I've watched this year. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. Started watching this like a week or 2 back, because my manager at work is like...
The nerd?
Is like super into it for some reason. He carries a Blue Eyes White Dragon card in his wallet at all times.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he was like, he randomly, when we first started talking, he was telling me how I needed to watch every single Pokemon movie, and also all of Yu-Gi-Oh! That was just something I had to do. And then I found out it was all on Crunchyroll, so I was like, sure, why not? And now I've been watching Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm still like only 20 episodes in, but I did like 10 episodes in one day at one point, so Yu-Gi-Oh! Is probably actually the best anime I've watched. this year, because I haven't done that with any other show this year. So
Well, you also watched a shit ton of 01.
0101.
Which is basically anime.
that's anime adjacent. So yeah. 01 also best anime adjacent thing I've watched this year outside of the Thunderbolt Fantasy movie. But yeah.
All right.
So there's that. That's it, really. Yeah.
Yeah?
So number 6, I have Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise.
Hey!
Re-Rise.
This is mostly partly because I've only watched 6 anime from this year. Like, that's it. And not counting movies, which I can't put on here for some reason.
All right.
So, yeah, Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise. Actually, Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise is a bit of a surprise to me because I thought Gundam Build Divers was just, like, kind of okay. It was enjoyable, I guess. There were some cool robots. But Build Divers Re-Rise actually tries to do something completely different from every other Gundam Build show in that instead of focusing on, like, oh, we're a team and we're battling, or we're, trying to get to the top of this, like, this competition or this, game that we're playing, that sort of thing. Rather than having that, like, competitive, person versus person thing going on, Re-Rise instead focuses on, like, a story mode kind of thing, where these kids are trying to, like, pass through this secret story mode that only they are doing for some reason. And also for some reason all the characters in the story mode are furries. I don't understand that because that's not a Gundam thing as far as I'm aware. Like, so I'm like, why is everybody a furry? But
because Beastars is really good, and they really wanted to capitalize on the Beastars fans.
Hey.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe
there is explanation later on if you get caught up.
There we go. There's an explanation for the furries. But I like this kind of setup where these kids have to fight against these basically unmanned, like, sort of, like, just hard mode bots that nobody else has had to really had the chance to fight, and so there's, like, they have to deal with stuff like unfair game balance and stuff like that. That's kind of cool and interesting, and it's a shift from what every other Gundam Build show has tried to do. Just neat. And also these kids fucking can't cooperate to save their lives. So there's, like, drama and stuff with that as well. And yeah, it's pretty cool. The robots are good too. Good robots.
Baby Gundam is
Shiny
fun,
robots.
actually.
Yeah.
Cool
main
Gundam,
is pretty
rather.
cool.
But yeah, that just keeps it. I got the kit of it sitting next to me.
Dope. I want the big sword one. The one with the big sword.
Big sword.
Big sword.
Big sword.
My number 5, is that what I'm on? Number 5?
Yes.
Yes. You've said one anime, yes, honey.
My number 5 anime is Kaguya-sama.
Yeah!
Are you done?
Yes.
Okay, so Kaguya-sama is a pretty fun comedy. Usually I don't gel that well with anime comedies. Like, you gotta be Prison School or something to get me going, but
Prison School.
10 out of 10.
I don't know how comfortable I feel with you talking about Kaguya-sama and Prison School at the same time.
I mean, we're gonna review Prison School eventually, so you better get pretty comfortable with it.
I just don't like them being in the same sentence.
So excited.
It's gonna be so good.
Like, how dare you?
You'll learn to appreciate Prison School.
No, she won't. No, she
No,
fucking
I
won't.
Cassie, we made it through Green. We can make it through Prison School.
You're right, I can make it through anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kaguya-sama is a romantic comedy about these two people who are very obviously into each other but don't want to admit it. And there are lots of times where it would remind me with my early relationship with Cassie, and also it's just generally very funny and witty. And like Craig mentioned before, the acting, like, especially for the Japanese, I don't know if there's a dub. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyways, the Japanese voice acting is just fucking top notch. Especially the main boy whose name I fucking forget.
Shirogane.
Yeah, his actor fucking knocks it out of the park every time he has like these inner monologues or he has to yell, anytime he's just fucking perfect. So yeah, it's just the delivery almost sells like 99% of the jokes too. So just really funny show. If you're looking for something light to make you laugh, highly recommend it.
Good shit.
So number 4.
Yeah!
Number 4 is Carol and Tuesday.
Yeah!
Which I only finished like a couple days ago.
It was like a week ago. But...
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Carol and Tuesdays was pretty good. Very interesting and unique art direction. Just very good premise. It also dived into a lot of politics that I was not expecting it to dive into, and touched on some subjects, maybe not in the best way. But still, the fact that it was willing to tackle certain things that I don't think many anime are really willing to do was refreshing to see. So yeah, it was good. The music's really good. I downloaded the second OP. It was pretty.
Right on.
It's pretty nice.
Polly Jean.
But yeah, that's my number 4. I don't have to do any more, right?
Not right now, you don't.
Okay.
You get to pocket the rest for later, but Cami gets to.
I do, and this is really awkward because my number 3 is Carol and Tuesday. So,
Yay, more Carol and Tuesday.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, Lily basically said everything perfectly. I think it's so refreshing that we got a music anime, and it really makes itself stand out uniquely as a music anime because it tackles the music industry, potentially where music goes in a futuristic state. And it's I think Watanabe does really well with music anime. Kids on the Slope is one of my favorite animes of all time, and this one just makes itself known really, really well. It's just funny because I don't listen to a lot of music as a hobby as much anymore as I used to, but I've been playing the Carol and Tuesday soundtrack for like the past month. Like that's all I listen to now. Like the way that this show just managed to provide me such a plethora of like new and diverse kinds of music and songs it's so cool. It's such a treat, and definitely in its subject matter, it's very unique. In its character diversity, this is something that I really, really, really appreciate, and I want to see more of in future anime. I want more anime with characters of color and characters that are anywhere on the sexuality or identity spectrum. So just really, really, really good, really unique show. It was beautiful, it was great, and I think everybody should check it out. It's one of the best of the year. Okay.
Cammy's like, oh, Lily explained it perfectly, and then explains it in a way that completely blows mine out of the water.
No! I don't believe that, but thank you. I'm learning to accept compliments. But anyway.
So proud of you!
But yes. Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing. You have 2 people endorsing it and saying that we love it, so go check it out. Also, I do want to mention that Lily and I both had Kaguya-sama placed at number 5, so that's kind of cool. Yeah. All right, moving up to number 2, this is kind of a cheat because it started airing in 2018, but it finished airing in 2019, and I already asked permission for Cassie, and she's great, and she was like, yes, Cami, you can do this. So my number 2 of 2019 is Run with the Wind.
It is amazing!
Yeah.
Good boys.
Yeah, I ended up only watching like the first 3 episodes or so for impressions in 2018, and then I rewatched it and watched all of it for 2019 for our review. And this show has cemented itself as my second favorite sports anime of all time, which isn't a huge pool to be fair. But it's a show that really, I think, makes itself identical from a lot of other sports anime in the elements that it takes place in college. The people that are running in the marathon come from varying degrees of athleticism and a background in running or sports in general. You do have character diversity, not necessarily like Carol and Tuesday per se, but there is a bit of unique representation. And for the most part, there are like maybe 2 identical outliers, but for the most part, all of the boys are just so lovable in this show. I very much endeared myself to them. And Also, I'm just so impressed with this show because it took a main character that I was just straight out the gate. Like, I don't like you. I'm not going to enjoy you. And they really gave a lot of depth and executed the main character to the point where I thought he was really well fleshed out and I cared a lot about him. Not quite as much as Haiji, because Haiji is the best. Haiji is an incredible character. I can understand people not necessarily being comfortable with him, but just in the way I wasn't really comfortable with Kakeru. I think the show just does a great job of making you understand these characters and really caring about them to the point that I was sobbing at the final cross of the finish line by the end of the show. It made me cry like a whole lot, and I think that really speaks to all of the heart that this show contains. And I love it so much, and it makes me want to pursue my dreams and keep stepping forward. So good for you, Run with the Wind. I love it so much.
Speaking of crying, every time I hear that first ED,
yeah,
I just tear up. I can't help it.
It's yeah.
Cami has an amazing playlist of weeb music, and there was one day where I was at work, and this fucking ED started playing, and it was like my eyes immediately started watering, and I was like, I'm at work!
Yes.
I was so upset.
To go back on that too, just saying how it is a cheat. So this show, I believe, was on Cassie, your list last year and Craig's list last year for Best of 2018.
Yes, but it wasn't on yours, so that means it's fine.
Yeah, that's where we go.
It's fine.
And the ending was on your, it was your best ending last year. So, I mean, there you go. This show has a lot of spread love from all of us, and you can go check out our full episode for more details.
Aw, ye girl.
All right. If anyone wants to call me a certain word after I announce my number one of the year, I'm just gonna sit here and take it, because my number one of the year, like, indisputably, is Beastars.
Aw, girl.
Yeah. I love the hell out of Beastars, and I've gushed about it multiple times, so let me try to stay as concise as possible. But this show wasn't something that I really had any expectations for. It was something that I just heard people said was really good, so I thought, okay, I'll give it a shot. We found out it was all CG animated, and then I was like, okay, I'm still giving it a shot for impressions. And right off the bat, after the first episode, I was hooked, and I was just like, oh my god, I really love this show. Everything about it, from the characters to the production to the world building to the music, I find it so well done and very unique. I say that even though it's very easy to say that this show is Zootopia but darker, but like it's just hard to explain. It's very mature in a lot of story elements that you don't see in a lot of other anime, and the fact that the world is metaphorical in having anthropomorphic animals leads to some very deep, like, kind of comments and controversy on society that you can definitely kind of transfer to a lens with people. But they just discuss it in ways that feel truthful to the world, and you can, again, just kind of put into other contexts. And all of the characters, like, are well-rounded. They have flaws, but I feel like they're very believable. I love Legoshi. I think for me, he's my favorite character in the whole show, but also Haru is amazing, especially just for being a female character that has a certain relationship with sexuality and wanting to be seen a certain way that you don't usually get in a lot of standard anime. I love her. She's great. Luis is a whole can of worms. But again,
I love him.
Yeah.
He's so interesting.
He is. He's so fascinating. And like, that's the thing for me with this show, is just in every facet of it, I'm just fascinated and always look forward to seeing more and reading into why things are written a certain way. I'm now 2 volumes into the manga, and I plan to keep reading it because it does end on a little bit of a cliffhanger, but we're getting a promised season 2. So.
A little bit of a cliffhanger?
Well, basically, like, I feel like one of the big arcs in the show, which is about a certain relationship, had a decent enough, like, sort of a pause, I guess. I wouldn't say closure. But then after the credits, they're just really mean, and they bring you this scene, and you're like, how dare
it's
you?
Like, wait, what? Wait, who is, what? And the way they shoot it, too, is like you have no idea who Legoshi is talking to.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh.
I think that's going to be the bulk of what happens in season 2. I think they're going to go more into the actual investigation. That's another thing, too. This show is, like, intense. There's sex, there's drug use, there's violence. Like, there is a lot of stuff going on here. And Cassie, thank you for warning me about the later episodes being violent, because I think if I watched the episode about Luis's flashback when I was high, I don't think that would have been good. So
yeah, no.
So thank you for that warning. But yeah, I think everybody should watch Beastars. Please don't be like, lol, that one furry anime. I think you're doing yourself a pretty big disservice. And it's absolutely my top of the year. I love this show, and I cannot wait until we get more.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
I mean, I can speak to a lot of Cami's praises. I watched the show in like 2 days. Because I was like, oh my god, I need to know. And I was not expecting to like it. I went into that show with a lot of things being held against it. One, I'm not really into CGI, which I'll talk about that later, but it's beautiful. And just, I wasn't expecting the characters are such adult characters.
Yeah.
And it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, just random joking. So I wrote down my 1 to 6, and then I sent it to my fiance to look at, and he put a 0.5. So I feel the need to mention that I guess my 0.5 anime of the year is Dr. Stone, because that's what he wrote down on there.
Dr. Stone?
Dr. Stone! Good shit.
Beautiful. Yes. All right, perfect. Well, thank you, Cami, for being the first one to lay it all bare for us.
Yes, my pleasure.
Much like Haru. Good job. Alrighty, let's stop picking on Cami, at least briefly. We'll come back later. But now we get to go on to the Junk Food Award, which is our next little mini award, which we will award to our Guilty Pleasure anime of 2019. Something that may have not been all that great or all that quality objectively, but, subjectively, we still liked it because we're trash anime fans, and that's just what life does.
I'm not.
Honey, you put one down on here.
Unfortunately, I had to. I was forced to.
So I'm going to go ahead and get us kicked off by shouting out a anime that not a whole lot of people watched, and that's fair. And that is Midara na Ao-chan wa Benkyou Dekinai, or Ga Dekinai, which is Ao-chan Can't Study, which is a short that came out, and I can't remember if it was winter or summer. Summer of this year. That's it. Or spring or summer. It came out in summer of this year. It's just a series of shorts about a girl really having issues with her sexuality and her adolescence and her, to be blunt, her horniness. Which, to be honest, it's a real thing. You get those hormones a-pumping when you're in high school, and especially when you have a very specific set of morals that you feel as a person that you need to stick to. Ao-chan reminded me a lot of myself when I was in high school. A lot of her being like, I gotta study, I've gotta be proper, and then in her head, her hormones are fucking with her, and she's like, sex. I'm like, yep, that's a thing. That's a real thing. So I think it's cool that they actually went there with a female character. I think I would have hated this show if it was about a male character. Because we don't get to look at female sexuality very often at all in anime. It's not done with nearly as much poise or, actual good writing as, for example, O Maidens in Your Savage Season. But it's still, for me, a breath of fresh air when it comes to trashy anime. Because at the end, it's still a trashy comedy, and there's a lot of really gross fondling and things that I normally would not be okay with. But the hook of it being about a girl exploring her sexuality was just the best part of it, and I just kept eating it up.
Yeah. And it also had a killer opening, too.
It did. Honestly, I thought about putting that opening as my opening of the year, and then I was like, no, I can't. There's too much stuff that's actually quality, but that OP is pretty banger. I like it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, sorry.
So.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Anyway, so Cami!
Short, sweet, and to the point, Lord El Malloy, The Second Case Files, because again, it's a show that literally centers around, like, one of my favorite characters in the future, so it's just completely my type of fan service. Being a Fate show and about my favorite character from the Fate franchise. It's not a perfect show by any means. I think that there are a lot of drawbacks, like, outside of Waver and ancillary characters that are, like, his students. I don't think that a lot of the other characters are, like, very great. There's the back half has some story issues, but it had my favorite character. It also drips with this really, like, classy British look to it, and it does have some actual references to British architecture, like a station. John, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it St. Pancras Station, where we met up? I think when I visited London. It's like the big kind of red one. Yeah. Either way,
Yeah,
I guess what it was.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just having a complete blank in dark.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. Basically, it references a lot of actual London and, like, English countryside and stuff with beautiful background art that I really like. There's a lot of good, like, classy violin string music and kind of a muted color palette. So if you're into any of that jam, it's also just very enjoyable from an aesthetic perspective. So yeah, if you're a Fate fan, I definitely recommend it. And it was my garbage trash son starring in his own show. So, of course, it makes my guilty pleasure award.
Nice. I love it. 10 out of 10. So now we get to go back to being horny. Craig. Was I wrong?
Remember how I said I watched trash? This is the lowest of the low.
Oh, no.
Hensky, are you willing to fall in love with the pervert as long as she's cute? This is...
Are you, though,
Wait,
Craig?
what? I've never even heard of this. This sounds like hot trash.
Oh, it bad. It real bad. This is a harem based around kinks. Every girl has a certain kink.
Ooh.
And props to the dub. Clifford Chaplin voices the main guy, and basically the short and sweet to the point premise is he's part of a calligraphy club with one of his friends, and then he leaves the room and goes back to clean it, and then discovers a love note and a pair of panties next to the love note. So he just tries to be like, well, the love note doesn't say who they are, and there's a pair of panties. Well, this is really weird. So then he tries with his friend to figure out who left a pair of panties in the calligraphy room. And slowly through the show, you learn that every friend of his that are all female are horny as fuck and have one specific kink that they're into. This show is trash, yet very enjoyable, just based on dub alone and delivery. Outside that, don't watch this shit. But also watch this shit if you're mildly curious. There is a clip that Pete, Espada Pete on Twitter posted, basically summarizing this show, and it's dub delivery. So go check that out.
Craig, which do you think is hornier, Hinsky or Ao-chan Can't Study?
Ooh.
I'd probably say Ao-chan because the trash gremlin grandfather or father is also in there.
Oh,
and
yeah, I try to forget about him. I forgot to mention that because I just try and pretend he doesn't exist.
And he's the problem with that show, and there's literally episode 1 with the titty gelatin. Hensky...
The titty gelatin is amazing! It jiggles and everything.
It does, and he was really infatuated with it. Hensky just has... sadist and a masochist and an exhibitionist and fucking all sorts of things.
Sounds like I was say that sounds more horny to
I
me.
respect Craig's hustle because he's like, this is fucking garbage, but your garbage is more garbage. I respect that.
Mm.
Does hornier equal more garbage?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Honey, speaking of, you're also kind of horny anime.
No.
It is.
That's not why it's on here.
It is.
Like,
it is
that's
horny,
why
though.
it's on here, but that's not why I watched it or why I think it's enjoyable.
I like that. It's not why it's on here, but this is why it's on here.
Yeah, my what's the award called again? I don't my garbage,
Junk-
my junk food,
Junk
my,
food
my
award.
guilty pleasure. I don't know, whatever. The junk food is how heavy are the dumbbells you lift?
Yeah, that show's
which
horny.
is horny, but also educational.
Also horny.
But also horny,
Hornicational.
but also educational, and also has rippling muscles.
Oh, so many. They're
So
visceral.
So
many.
that just goes right back to horny.
I
honey.
mean, that depends on who you ask. But yeah, this was a fun show that taught me how to work out sometimes, and then I didn't work out, but yeah, it's a Doga Kobo show, which is unfortunate. I wish I didn't have to say nice things about them, but this is one of their least offensive offerings that I've seen, so
I hear the latest show of theirs is actually also good too.
yeah,
That's
but
pretty
I'm not
quality.
I'm not gonna watch that one, but
You did start Gekon Shoujo Nozaki-kun with me, though, and you
Hey.
liked that.
Hey.
oh yeah, we're probably never gonna finish that one though, knowing us.
We will. We will.
But,
We fucking will.
but yeah, so this was, I mean, it was cute. It was kind of horny at times. I wasn't really there for that, but it was also kind of funny, and the opening and the ending are both a bop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really watch a lot of garbage, or anime I just don't watch a lot of anime in general, which means I don't watch a lot of garbage in general. So this was the best I could scrounge up for this.
It seems like a
award.
good way to live, Lily. That seems like a really good
Yeah.
way to live.
I do my best.
So, John, let's talk about your brand of horny.
So speaking of Dogakoba,
Hey.
Did you put Uzumate in here?
Oh,
No!
no! I
No.
know which one this is.
Sawayaki Kitsune no Senko-san, or the
Oh.
Medicine Fox Senko-san.
Oh, John, it's even worse.
Mofu
That's even
Mofu.
worse.
I didn't
I don't
watch it for the birth.
Mofu Mofu.
You
yay.
can't use that excuse like I did. There's no educational value here.
It's fluffy. I watched it for
Mofu
the
Mofu.
for the Muffin. It just had some very problematic moments too that kind of made you go, "Can you not, please?" Because Dogakobo gonna go Dogakobo.
Yep, they're
It's
gonna
what they
Doga
do.
Kobo.
What did you
Uh,
like about Senko-san, though? What was it that made you want to keep coming back and watching it, outside of the fact that you passed it from impressions?
Or is it just Mofu Mofu? That was the only reason.
It did have like I related to the main character having the stress build up through the day from just dealing with work bullshit and just
Mm-hmm.
the idea of coming back to someone just there purely to take away your stress and make your life easier. Like, I
Yeah.
think that's something that everyone could relate to. Yeah, just some of the really more wholesome moments and just soft, fluffy moments were just so relaxing and peaceful to watch when it wasn't being Dogakobo. The fact that
Yeah,
it is
I think that's
Dogakobo
fair.
is the reason why it's on the junk food.
There you go.
Fair. Alrighty. Everybody ready to move on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Craig, I'm excited to hear your top 3.
Yes.
Cass had a slight preview of what my number 1 is already. That aside,
I heard nothing. I saw nothing. I know nothing.
number 3, Mob Psycho 100 Season 2.
Woo!
Not surprising, Mob is a good boy. Everyone is a hero of their own story, kids. Remember that. Season 1 is more bombastic and crazy, getting to know the characters. Season 2 is more introspective, getting to know, as as everyone has pointed out, more like this. You're able to kind of like get to know Mob a little more and how he processes emotions, and knowing that negative emotions are fine. You know, you don't need to bottle stuff up or bury stuff. You can kind of like take it as it comes along, and I like that for that show.
Yee!
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Dr. Stone!
Hey!
Dr. Stone!
Represent.
Dune!
Represent.
God, Dr. Stone. I'll talk about this again in a little bit, but this show fucking is a delight. I was so on the fence on the first couple episodes, mostly because it was just like, well, this is a weird premise. The character designs are also really fucking weird. The faces, Boichi can't draw female faces.
He can't,
Also, Cotton Candy looks really fucking weird. That's kind of a soft spoiler for the back half of the show. But, this show fucking rules. I can't really talk about it because that kind of spoils a lot of, like, the genius of the show and what Senku does for himself as well as a village that he meets halfway through the show. It, like, there's a cool sense of community, like, technological advancement, like, introspective, like, thought, like, there's bits in this show that actually, like, got me choked up and tear up because, and I was like, I wouldn't have thought this, but you did it, Dr. Stin. So good on you. Also, Cami, I'm gonna let you take the floor on this because you also have watched all of the show, and I want you to talk about your trash son, Gen.
Oh my god, I love Gen. Okay. Dr. Stone, I was interested in the first episode, and then I ended up showing it to my fiance, who really liked it. So it's a show that we watched every week and got through it. And I do think that this show, because it is like a typical like shonen show, there are things about it that I got a little bit tired of. I think the lowest point for me was the tournament arc, if you could even call it that.
Yeah.
That was kind of my least favorite point of the show, but especially after that, it just ramped up and honestly got better and better and better. Partially because my absolute trash magician son, Gen, had a more prominent role, and he is super gay for Senku, and I ship it really hard. So that helped it a lot, but definitely like the world building of the show, some of the things that it goes through, and even Senku as a protagonist, like it's very refreshing. It's very unique from a lot of other shonen shows, and I think I did enjoy watching it. I think it's a really solid show, and I'm actually going to bring it back up later for a certain production aspect.
Nice.
But good pick. Thank you for mentioning it, because I do think it deserves having some shout-outs on representation.
It's really fucking cool. Question. I watched this dub. I don't know if the sub does this, but does Gen speak Pig Latin in the Japanese version?
No. What?
Okay,
what the fuck?
So, fun fact, in the English dub of this, he speaks Pig Latin, and I looked this up, and apparently in the comic, he speaks Pig Latin.
What?
So
what a shithead.
So, yeah, like, it's crazy. So in Pig Latin, it's Razy K. You take the first letter of a word and put A-Y at the end of it.
He might not stay best boy if he spoke Pig Latin all the time. I'm just saying. That's
what
so
I've gathered.
Extra. That's so fucking extra.
The show's pretty extra.
Yeah, it's very extra, and also mad props for Gen for waking up 3,000 years later and just being like, I want a motherfucking Coca-Cola.
I want a soda. Soda.
Yeah,
that's me after hibernating too.
Yeah,
right?
I could relate.
That's big. That's big mood.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's a big mood. So yeah, it's a fun show. I'm glad that it made your list. That makes me really happy.
Right on. Number one here, with the bullet, Fruits Basket, Season 1, 2019.
Oh my god!
Again, Cass heard this as of recording on our Saber Progress this decade in review. Toru Honda is such good. She is a ray of sunshine, even though she has her own problems. This show, as Zach puts it, is a show that says you're not broken, but it's like kind of like the Mr. Rogers effect with A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Just pure empathy. The show just exudes pure empathy, and even though bad shit has happened to various people in this show, you're not broken. You can get you're a wonderful person despite your circumstances, and everyone in the show fucking needs a hug. Apparently, season 1 is only the prelude of what's to come in season 2 in spring 2020. My body is not ready for this shit. I'm not strong enough. I will cry every episode.
Yep.
You know what? I am both really happy and also very salty about this being your number one. One, because you're absolutely right. It's one of the best of the year and totally deserves to be number one. Mm-hmm. And you're like, this is my favorite show of the year. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, Lily, you should watch this show. It means a lot to me. And Craig turns to Lily and says, don't do it.
Oh my god.
I know her sensibilities.
It's amazing. It's good. It's wonderful. It's my favorite show of the year. No, pass.
I know her sensibilities. That's the thing.
Craig knows that unlike you guys, I don't go to anime to cry or to look for anything
March
deep.
comes
but
in
March,
like a
but
lion.
March.
I
March.
go to anime to look for,
Escape!
robots punching each other, or magical girls punching things, or people fighting with music. That's what I'm here for. March comes in like a lion is an exception.
So, I mean, here's the thing though, like, I feel like the grace in which March handles a lot of its sadness is similarly found in Fruits Basket. That's why I'm like, you should give it a chance.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, full transparency, I just haven't finished it. That's the only reason it's not on my list. It's phenomenal. Like, Lily, watch it.
I basically have to at this point because then
She promised me.
Cassie will watch
Perfect.
Prison School.
Perfect.
I'm doing it for Prison School.
Which is fine, but I'm just mad at Craig because Craig is like, the show's so great, it's so good, it's beautifully animated, it makes me cry, it's emotional. And here's the thing, Fruits Basket had a hell of a hurdle to jump to make Craig like it because he associates it with a different person in his life that didn't treat him well. So for him to watch it and turn around and say, yeah, this is my favorite anime of the year is huge. And then he turns around to Lily and says, nah.
No, Craig just gets me. I understand, Craig. You get me. It's fine. We have a connection.
You
understand what I'm looking for.
This is bullshit. This is all bullshit. Yes, Craig. Glad you have good taste in anime. Good job.
Thank you, Cass. In all seriousness, no, though, I mean, I just more say that on a surface level. Then again, I didn't think March would be up her alley. So who's to say? Maybe you'll relate to Kyo, and then you too will cry at the end of season 1.
Do you relate to Kyo, Craig?
No, I'm saying her.
I don't think she's much of a Kyo. If anything, she's more of a
Yuki.
If I had to choose between the two, yeah.
Oh God, I love Yuki. I mean,
Yuki's good.
I think a fair warning with this show is you will find someone to relate to, and therefore you will cry. That's just kind of like...
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's it.
All right, let's move on to our next mini award, also known as the Earworms and Eyegasms Award, in which we talk about our favorite opening and ending of 2019. I'll go ahead and get us kicked off because I can't stop talking about Kaguya-sama, Love is War. The OP Love Dramatic, featuring Rika Ihara, by Masayuki Suzuki, is my OP of the year. It's that beautiful, like, jazzy opening that comes with Kaguya-sama Love is War. I love it. It gets stuck in my head at least twice a week. I'll just be doing something and just be like, oh, mister!
Oh, mister!
Mister!
Love is war. Love is war.
The song is Banff, but more than that, the visuals are also stunning. They play with a lot of different angles, a lot of different colors, a lot of different spasming things going on screen, while also not being so out there that it can't be processed. It's just so bombastic, and it was a risk they took that I really appreciated. They did not have to dump that much money and time into their OP, but they sure fucking did, and still had some money left over to make the show look way better than it needed to be. So, good on them. I love this opening a whole lot. And I just want you guys to know that at the end of every day, I just really want all of my friends to stand by me. Oh,
brilliant.
Good show.
Yeah, my ED of the year is Stand By Me by the Peggies from Saraz and Mai. It's a really good song. I love it. It's my ringtone on my phone. If someone were to call me right now, that's what you would hear. It's amazing. And it really speaks to the show as well. not just in like the song, which sounds desperate and like you really need somebody to make a connection with, which is basically all Sarazanmai is about. But if you read the lyrics to the ED, it hurts. It hurts real bad.
Oh God, owie.
And then the visuals are all the characters like standing in like real life places, like the anime versus like live action footage.
Oh yeah.
And I think that just goes to show, one, how surrealist Ikuhara just likes to be in general, but also just showing that these characters are fighting with their own realities. And it's really deep. It's a really deep ED. And sometimes they make changes to the ED that scare you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, why were there 3 shadows and now there's only 1? What is happening? Things like that.
It hurts.
It hurts. And they took a lot of time and effort to go through each and every episode, and just they also, part of the ending is turning into the title of the episode. They put it at the end, and it always is a fucking gut punch right into your feels.
Yes.
And it just leads into this song by the Peggies. And also, I can't talk about this without pointing out how hilarious the butt show is with having the Peggies sing their ED.
Cass, no.
Anyway.
Cass, no.
I mean, Cami pointed it out to me and I can never unsee it, so.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, the song is really good. The anime is really good. You should watch Sarazanmai. And if you're not going to watch Sarazanmai because it's not your thing, go and look up the ED.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just a really nice, it's a really nice ED. Honestly, you can watch it without knowing anything about the show, and you'll be like, wow, this is fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of
Cami.
bops this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of bops.
There were so many bops this year.
Oops.
Bops and boops? Beeps and boops?
That's next year what we changed this award name to. Beeps and boops.
Beeps and boops. I mean, I'm game.
Okay. Also, I do want to mention, too, with Stand By Me, the first song that I'd heard by the Peggies was the opening for Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, and me personally, I really don't like that opening. So, like...
I don't either.
It just shows the versatility that, like, they sound awesome, and the contexts of their songs are very diverse and can make a big difference, so cool. Great job, the Peggies. And going into OP... we're gonna step into some dangerous territory. We're gonna step on the wild side with the first opening, the only opening actually, for Beastars. Again, that's Wild Side by Ali, and the song first played in the first episode during the end credits, and I remember playing it like over and over and over, and then the OP dropped, and the show's already full CG, basically, and they're like, you know what? We're just gonna go one step further and have a motherfucking stop motion opening. And not only is it stop motion, it has so many creative like visuals that really talk about the characters' conflict in the show, the relationships of characters to each other, their internal feelings versus their instinctual feelings. It's all on display in a very seamless way that I really just love so much, and I think it really is. You can get an emphasis for what the show is about if you watch this opening. Not only that, but the song is just like jazzy as hell, and I totally love it. I like honestly dance to it when it starts playing. There's even a little dance skit in the stop motion opening that I love to dance along with. It's really pathetic. But yeah, the Beastars opening is incredible. Just a champion feat, both musically and visually. And again, as Cassie said, with Sarazanmai, like, if you're not going to watch Beastars, just watch the opening. Like, just do it. It's up on YouTube, and it's awesome. Going back into Craig's top anime, my ending of the year is the first ending of Dr. Stone called Life by Rude A.
I love that ending.
It's so fucking good. I explained this to Get a little bit, but the vibe of this song is, to me, like very early 2000s, like chill vibe with guitar. For anybody that maybe watched Bleach back in the day, there was a ending called Thank You by Orange Range.
Yeah.
Or Arigato. And it's either by Orange Range or Homemade Kazoku, I'm not sure.
It's not
but
Orange
either
Range.
way. Is it? Okay, so it's Homemade Kazoku that did that. And the vibe of Life sounds so much like that to me. And it's just a very, like, it's a really, like, vibey, chill, kind of nostalgic sound to it. And I just really love it. I would jam to this one as well. So it's got a little bit of a combination of singing and a little bit of, like, kind of sing rapping to it. it's really unique, and it's complemented by really interesting choices of live action footage and then official art by Boichi, who wrote the manga for Dr. Stone and drew it. So you should definitely check it out. I like it a lot. I was really bummed when the second ED changed. It's not bad, but like it's not life.
As good.
It's not life. Yeah. So if I can say, like, you know, Dr. Stone was great, but its music all around was like excellent, and this is just proof of that. So yeah, good on you, Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stone.
Won't ever let it die.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, Craig, why don't you talk to us about your eyegasms and shit this year?
Okay. So
Earworms and eyegasms.
So
God.
a lot of songs were fucking great this year. Like we've already pointed out, it's kind of hard to pick and choose. But one opening that was it for me personally, I had to give it like maybe 2 episodes before I'm like, yes, this opening is better than opening 1. Is Mob Psycho Season 2's opening, 99.9 by the Mob Choir. This fucking opening hits on all cylinders. I love its animation style. I love its lyrics. Just the use of like the action and the like when the chorus hits, it's fucking firing on all cylinders and it's rad. One of the reasons to watch Mob in general is both openings are performed by the Mob Choir, and they show how wacky the shows can be. And my ending of the year is the Fruits Basket 2019 ending 2, One Step Closer by Intersection. Endings for me are hard, mostly because half the time I skip them. I remember this one sticking out to me because I watched the show, and as I'm emotionally devastated and crying and a fucking mess, you watch that ending, and you're also continuing to be a mess because it's very tranquil, very quiet. Also, the animation in it, very cute because it has like, what is it, chibi versions of all the Zodiac animals in it.
It's like felt animals, kind of like how the Beastars opening looks.
Nice.
But with cute little animals instead.
Yeah.
Cute, chibified animals, I guess is a better way of putting it.
So, that if I would recommend an ending of the year, go check that one out.
It's beautiful, and the song makes me very emotional.
I love good emotional endings in really feelsy shows. It's like, it's just the cream of the crop.
Yeah, that ending is good. It's also just very soft. It's just like, it's trying to, you know, tenderly caress you after it hurt you so bad, but it being so kind to you just makes you cry even more. It's that kind of ED.
Good shit.
All right, Lily.
What?
Your Earworms and Eyegasms award, honey.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
My OP award goes to Onegai Muscle by Hibiki Sakura and Naruzo Machio from How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift.
What an opening.
That opening is just a complete fucking earworm. It looks really great too. Cami showed me this like mix-up that was like that song and like I think it was Life Will Change from
Yes.
Persona 5.
It's so good.
I listened to way too many times at work.
Oh, yay!
You need to show me this.
I'm glad.
It's pretty good. And then my ED is Carol and Tuesday ED 1 Hold Me Now by Voinai I don't know how to fucking say any of this. Vonai Brix BRXX and Selena. I don't know, I have a normal name. Anyways. Yeah, it's Carol and Tuesday ED 1.
It's a good one.
Now, I'm finally fulfilled.
It's so good.
This is what my heart's been waiting for. I'll just walk through the house singing the song. I do it all the time.
Yeah, it's super catchy. Really cute lyrics. Just fun poppy ED to get you going during the first half of the show when things are still not quite super heavy.
I feel like
I like it a lot.
I feel like you could also read it as very gay as well.
It's also it's very gay. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Pick me up to dance and pick me up again, 'cause I I didn't know what to do. Anyway,
Good.
Yeah.
beautiful.
There
10
we
out
go.
of 10. John,
Alright.
you up to bat, friend.
Alright. So, my OP, I kind of stole from Cami, apparently.
I'm only slightly salty.
Slightly?
Slightly.
I saw some F-bombs when I mentioned it to you.
Does it spit hot fire?
Yeah, Kain or Fire by Queen Bee, the Dororo opening.
The first one.
One.
The first
The
OP,
first one.
yeah.
The only
'cause-
one that should have been there.
True.
Oh, come on. The second opening's okay.
Yeah, like, it's aight. It's aight.
I mean,
But it's not
okay.
Kain.
It's not. Oh, it's not. It's not. But, like, I don't know. I've gotten kind of sympathetic for that second OP. If the first one didn't exist, everyone would be fine with it.
it's true.
But yeah, sure. The first one's amazing.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that this this spreadsheet was up, I was like, Dororo OP Kain. And then I
Which you
almost
know is-
immediately got a response from Cassie saying, I just heard F-bombs from Cami.
I mean, I think to add insult to injury, you filled that out in, like, nothing else.
Because I'm still
For, like,
pondering
weeks.
everything else.
Oh my god.
But you were
I
like,
mean-
I have to steal this from Cammy immediately. Honestly, I appreciate your hustle.
I had the same thought process with a few of my picks, because I had to steal them before Craig could get them.
I'm
I
glad.
mean, I wrote.
Wait.
I mean, I made the spreadsheet and immediately put, you know, a certain movie down for my movies, and nobody
Yes.
else could get it.
Yes.
I'm glad that me and Lily's tastes are so aligned.
Yeah, you're the only one I ever really have to worry about.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
She
you.
didn't. She didn't want you to get any of the Thunderbolt fantasy stuff.
Yeah, I was like, nope, that's on me.
I mean, it's your brand at this point. It's okay. I have a lot more to choose from.
It's so good.
It's so
What
good.
about your ED, John?
And the ED, I've sung Lisa's praise in the past, because she does like really killer OPs, to a lot of my favorite series. But then, Sword Art Online Alicization War for Underworld, came along with the ED Unlasting, and she sings this beautiful ballad that just punched me in the gut, and I'm like, that's it. That's my ED for the year.
That's a really good choice. I think I heard that on Otaku Spirit's like music of whatever season this came out, and I was just like, damn, this song is powerful. Like it's Lisa in a musical context that she doesn't get into all of the time. Just being like very melancholic and, like John said, a ballad, and it's really good. I'd like to see more of her singing a bit more like that in the future.
Yeah, I'd like.
Lisa had a busy year.
Yeah, because she also did both OPs and EDs to
Demon Slayer.
yeah, which are also really good.
I'm actually surprised the opening for Demon Slayer wasn't on anybody's list.
I
If
don't
Kind
know.
didn't
I don't
exist,
It's okay. It's Get's opening of the year. He fucking loves that song.
I mean, it's damn good. It's a damn good OP. All right, cool. I guess we can now roll into Lily. Lily.
Hi.
Lily.
Hi.
Lily's top 3 of 2019.
Speaking of Demon Slayer,
Yay!
my number 3 is Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer. Yay!
Hell
yeah! This would have been higher if so many people if it hadn't been like the My Hero Academia of the year.
Basically.
So now-
I mean,
now-
honestly, yeah.
Now that it is, I have to knock it down a few pegs to keep my e-cred. But
What cred?
shut up. Anyways, so yeah, it's a good show. We reviewed it, and I was actually on that review. Wow, how crazy!
Yeah,
Me on a
Lily
review.
shows up for reviews sometimes.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. Bad idea. Play video games. Watch Thunderbolt Fantasy. Do that.
Watch
Any-
Kamen Rider Kuga.
Watch Kamen Rider. And then or Precure. And then so with Demon Slayer, I picked it because largely just the music. I heard that a composer that did quite a few games that I liked the music on was going to actually do the music on Demon Slayer, and I picked it up, and I was like, oh, this show's pretty fucking good. So yeah, it's my number 3. If you haven't seen Demon Slayer and you're listening to this review, you're like one of 5 anime fans that hasn't watched it, so I'm probably not going to go into too much detail on why it's an enjoyable show. So maybe watch it if you haven't.
It's good.
And then we have my number 2, which is Mob Psycho Season 2.
Nice. Nice.
Thanks for the mouth horns.
I now noticed that you're getting so much more Woo Squad than like every other cast member. Congratulations.
I'm
getting
just so
what?
excited she's talking at all.
Oh, yeah. So Mob Psycho Season 2 happened. I think that was like one of the first shows I actually finished this year. Just really, really good animation all around, just phenomenally animated. Yeah, and it's Mob, and it's got my boy Reagan, and he's great. And
he's such a good boy.
I think this was the season that finally made Cassie realize that Reagan is pretty good.
He's good, not best boy.
No,
he's good.
He's best boy, but
see,
no,
I should have put Reagan as best boy, not Tanjiro. Fuck my life.
Yeah, you fucked
well,
up.
now you're too late. The only best boy that made it into the Baywatch Awards this year was Mob. I wonder why that is.
No.
Maybe it's because he's best boy.
No. Anyways, yeah. So, good show. You should watch it. You should also watch the first season, because you need to watch it to watch the second season. But yeah, they're both good, and they're both incredibly well animated, and they also have really good openings that I wish were on iTunes so that I could listen to them more, but they're not, so oh well.
Goddamn you, Mob Choir.
Also, Craig, why are you saying I'm whooping Lily more than anybody else? I like screeched at Cammy's first couple.
True,
yeah,
you
Cassie's
did.
just very loving.
I never get the screeches. That's only for Cammy.
Also, none of you cowards put Mob Psycho 2 in your top 3, so...
Yeah.
I did.
Honestly?
Did
Oh.
Yes.
Was it 3 for you,
whoops.
Craig?
I believe so, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, fine.
There
but
you
this
go.
one was... But this was Lily's number 2, so...
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, you're biased.
Anyways,
Yeah.
my number one is Star Twinkle Precure, which
Fuck
is funny because I'm not caught up.
Why? See, now this is where I'm confused. Why isn't Mob number 1 because Reagan and Star Twinkle higher?
There's a reason for this. One, Star Twinkle Precure is Precure, and it allows me to force my agenda on everyone, which has actually been going very well.
It's been working.
And 2, Star Twinkle Precure has Lala, who is just fucking probably the best Precure since Cure Flora, which is... And then also, Star Twinkle Precure has one of my favorite aesthetics out of any of the Precure shows.
Mm-hmm.
Craig was saying a while back he didn't have a lot of stuff to say about it. I think visually and just the aesthetic and how it uses it is better than almost any other Precure show with its themes and general aesthetic. Like,
with all the sparkles and the
all
planets.
the sparkles and the planets and how they actually go to different planets and how they, live in like basically how they have this like secret hideout spaceship. Like, no other Precure show goes in this hard for its gimmick. No other one. Like, you'll have shows where like, oh, our gimmicks like is animals or it's fucking witches, but it sucks ass and
Okay,
like,
by that notion, I do agree. It does, like, actually leave the main town and commits to it. So kudos to them for that.
Yeah, I mean,
they sing. They sing during their
transformations, and it's wonderful. To give Mahotsukai credit, they do leave and go to magic school for like huge episode portion. It just sucks. It's not fun. Yeah. This show is fun. The planets are fun.
There you go.
It's fun. And the way, and another thing I also like is how the different generals all like have their own like unique way of fighting and their own like unique way of powering up like
twisted imagination
or whatever is the like yeah, you have like someone who does the stereotypical and if may have you fight a monster of the week. You have someone who's like, I'm just gonna power up my weapon and fight you myself, and then you have someone who's like, I'm just gonna send a bunch of fucking mooks at you, and it's cool. Like it gives this monster of the week some sort of variety because each general has like a different way of doing things. Anyways, it's good. I should probably catch up, but I'm playing Tokyo Mirage. Oh well.
Someday. All right, cool. And that being said, those are all of the top lists that we are going to be having for this episode. So good job, you guys. Tune in next week for me and John's top sixes, not top tens, top sixes. Sorry, guys, I'm very tired. But before we get out of here, we have one more award to present.
Oh, I'm so excited about this one. This one I'm also actually excited about.
Me too.
Yes.
And weirdly for you, it's for the exact same goddamn reason, but for me, it's a little different. So I'm going to go first. We are going to be talking about our Anime at the Movies Award, which is our favorite movie that we watched of 2019. Rules are if it had a showing in the US in 2019 or was otherwise available in 2019, it can be applicable for this list, whether it be streaming in theaters or elsewhere. Mine was Premiere. And would it be anything else?
Exactly.
No. Please.
It's your latest obsession.
Please.
Or before the toilet.
Yeah.
Premiere is...
Well, no, it was the latest obsession until the toilet boy came in, and now it's
Oh my
now
God.
that's
just like a
last week's
meme.
news.
Oh my God, could you guys fucking chill? Like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, Premiere, which I still love and will watch at least 6 times when it comes out on Blu-ray.
You really will.
I'm waiting. I'm biding my time. Actually, I can't wait for it to come out because I'm going to grab John and be like, hey, bro, you need to watch this movie with me. Because nobody else you watch it with is going to have as much fun as me. Except for maybe Lily. But she doesn't watch anime movies with people, so I'm your best bet.
I'm not gonna.
I might even just have to make it a server thing. Like, hey, everybody here who wants to watch Premiere, let's do this. I'm gonna buy the DVD, the Blu-ray DVD, and we're gonna watch it. It's gonna be good. But yeah, actually talking about the movie movie is Trigger's first movie, I believe. Its first feature film.
Well,
What?
does Little Witch Academia count?
It's not a movie. It's an OVA.
No, fair.
But yeah, it's their first feature film that went on in theaters, especially over here, so on and so forth. I'm counting it as their first. And it's definitely the first one for the director, who's directed a lot of other really cool stuff. But yeah, it's just very aesthetically pleasing. It's very Trigger in every sense of the word. If you love big explosions, if you love things that are bombastic, which normally people don't attribute with me, but I love that shit. It's so good. I love those drippy colors. I want to see shapes and colors that I don't even know how to comprehend. And they sure deliver. Also, the characters in the movie are great. Some of them are kind of archetypey. But the cool thing about them, or stereotypy, but the cool thing about them is they kind of subvert those stereotypes over and over again, which is really cool, especially in a short film. There is no real story plot line that you can follow exactly, but that is also one of the great things about it, is it usurps the need for an understandable plot. It's that good. You don't have to understand anything and you'll have a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
I love this movie so much. I went and watched it with Lily and Craig initially. We went and watched the dub. And the dub's pretty good. It's a pretty kick-ass dub, actually. And I went in thinking, man, I'm gonna like this movie, but, whatever. We left the theater, and I looked up tickets to go and watch it again a couple days later. Because I was like, and I was like, Lily, will you go to this? And she's like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And I was like, yay! This is how I know you're my ride or die, because you'll go and watch an anime with me.
Ride or die.
Yeah. You
Ride
go
together,
watch,
die together.
because you're willing to go and watch the exact same anime film with me twice in a week. It was so good. I love it.
She almost died the second time. Like, she was sick.
I did.
She was sick and miserable, but she was like, I have to go watch Premiere. Gotta go watch Premiere.
I was oozing sickness. I was so sick, but I was like, no, we must go to watch this movie I've already seen.
Yeah. And
It's
then she got more sick. She got worse.
Oh, but did I really, or did I get better in
No.
some ways?
No.
No,
No.
not at all.
It was still worth it. I love Premiere. It's definitely my favorite film of 2019. It could probably edge itself on probably my list of favorite anime films, period, pretty easily. It would have probably a hard time competing with a lot of anime films that I also love because it's just such a different beast. But I think that's one of the things that makes it stand out so much, because then you have me over here going, yeah, some of my favorite anime films are, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, A Silent Voice, Premiere. Good shit. I love
One of
Premiere.
these things are not like the others.
Anyway, moving on. Somebody else start talking or I'm just going to keep talking.
Cami.
I'll talk to y'all about Fate Stay Night, Heaven's Feel, the movie 2, Lost Butterfly. This, unlike Walk On Girl last year, which is like an anime film that I really, really love, this is primarily on here because I saw like maybe 2 movies this year, one of which being Premiere. So I was like, all right, well, what have I seen that I can put on that's unique? And outside of John, I am the other resident kind of like Fate garbage, mostly through having my fiance, who is like absolute Fate garbage, so I am Fate garbage by association. Fate Stay Night is probably like my least favorite aspect of the property, which is really weird since it tends to be one of the most like fanboy popular ones, but whatever. I tried to read the visual novel. It's too wordy, but the movies that have been coming out for Fate Stay Night are absolutely stunning. It's ufotable with a movie budget. What more do I need to say? So every shot is just like eye melting. There's so many dynamic action shots. And the first film for the Heaven's Feel route was a lot of setup, and this is getting more into the meat of what's going on. And you just get to learn a lot more about the darkness of Sakura, which is like lingering in a lot of, in like the other works and in the first movie. But you really get just kind of a glimpse into her character, which I appreciated. Most people tell me that in the visual novel, the Heaven's Feel route is the best one. It's the most complex and complicated and dark. And I can see where they're going in there. There's also a lot of Ilya, and she's my favorite character probably in the Fate Stay Night universe, so that was also really cool to see. So yeah, what's that?
Wait, Cammy. Cammy.
Hmm.
So you're telling me it has a lot of darkness.
Oh no, darkness. Yes.
Thank you. Keep
Yes.
going. I'm sorry.
No, you are welcome. Yeah, I mean that's really it. Like it's edgy, it's Fate, it's beautiful looking. Definitely check it out, and I am excited for the third one. Be warned, there's a lot of triggering content in this movie. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I've seen the
lot.
ending.
Yeah, there's a very hard scene to watch at the end of the scene, so watch at your own risk. But it's good, it's a solid movie.
10 out of 10. We're gonna watch that eventually, aren't we, Greg?
Yeah, I've had it on my computer.
We'll make it work. We'll make it happen.
Okay, so I'm up next.
are.
Movie I wrote down here. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. I knew that everyone would be fucking fighting for Premiere. So I just kind of said, fuck that noise. I'm gonna go with this movie, which has a very misleading title. I didn't know what to expect going into this movie, but I watched it back last February 2019, and I was pleasantly surprised about it. It's basically, God, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just basically living your life as it were your last sort of thing. And it's beautifully animated, mind you. I definitely recommend watch it. It came from a light novel. Yeah, I think it was like a novel and then
It
a
was.
comic.
It was
And
a
now-
light novel and then a manga and now a
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, and I think also a live action movie. I could be wrong on that,
Yes, there is a live action movie.
but yeah. So you have options with this one, but it's kind of powerful. In the ending, without going into too much detail, I was really surprised by it. I came out of the theater, I was like, damn, that was actually pretty fucking good.
Did you watch the dub, Craig?
Yeah, I did.
So how was Robbie Damon in that movie?
Perfect,
Awesome.
as he always is.
Awesome.
That boy, gets cast in very interesting roles. Same with Silent Voice. He plays a very interesting, like, a character that's kind of sad. And same with this movie. The main dude that he plays in this one is also kind of sad. Erica Harlacher plays the main girl in it, and she also is bubbly. And there's some pretty intense, or not rather intense, but emotionally charged scenes between the two. So, yeah, give it a shot.
I've watched that movie like 6 times this year. It's really good.
Check out Cassie's AMV Living with Death at Alchemy Mini AMV on YouTube because it's really good. Or Living with Dying. Living with Dying, that's what it's called.
Thank you for promoting my trashy videos.
Always.
Damn, you watched this movie 6 times?
I've watched it with 4 different people, and then I watched it by myself a couple times.
How, man, did you watch that all within like a week or 2?
No, it was like spaced out.
Okay.
I'm going to watch it again with Julie in the near future. It's going to be great.
Cool.
I must make all my friends watch this movie. All of them.
Yeah, she watched it with me like at the moment it was in a format I could watch it.
Yeah,
also
I was
watched
like,
it together.
John! We did! I watched it with Cami, watched it with Rin, watched it with John, watched it with
You watch it
other
with the
people.
SO over there?
Not yet.
Nope. Haha.
Soon. Yeah, it's a good movie. And it really surprised me, too. I didn't expect it to go the route that it did.
Same.
I'm pretty sure I cried.
You did. I was
Aw.
there. It was great. You cried several times, John.
Yeah.
Let's not downplay this.
Aw.
It's part of the reason I wanted to watch it with you. I was like, man, I feel like hearing somebody cry today. I need to collect their tears for my concoctions.
Your concoction.
Okay then.
Anyways,
Lily, tell us about the greatest anime adjacent movie of all fucking time.
fuck yes. So my movie is Thunderbolt Fantasy, and wait, what's the actual subtitle? Fuck.
You had it earlier, dog.
I had it and I didn't memorize it. Oh, Cassie fucking deleted it.
Wait, you deleted it?
She deletes, she like goes through and like deletes things as we go through them. I don't know why. Anyways, the second Thunderbolt Fantasy movie, I forget the fucking subtitle.
I'll look it up. Jesus Christ. Maybe you should have put it in both places on the spreadsheet.
Well, I didn't know when I put the original one down, and I looked it up later. Anyways, this movie is fantastic and is exactly my brand of good fucking shit. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like, we watched this movie, and then I think shortly afterwards we made this list thing came up, and Cassie was like, put your stuff on, I'm gonna immediately put Premiere on, and I was like, I don't even give a fuck, because I got the Thunderbolt Fantasy movie, which slaps, and even with Premiere, is my favorite anime-adjacent movie of the year, because it's that good. There are
Bewitching Melody
of the West, yeah.
Yeah, Bewitching Melody of the West. Anyways, and there's like, I just knew I was in for like a good fucking time when they pan into this shot where he's in this like bar and he's singing and he's just doing this ballad version of like Roll the Dice, which is the ED from the second season, and I was like, this is
so
amazing.
Fucking good. It's
so
like a montage.
Good, yeah, to a montage of him like growing up. Oh, it's so good. Just fucking great movie. Good music. Amazing fight scenes. People fighting with music and fucking instruments.
Exploding.
And it's just so good. Watch Thunderbolt Fantasy.
I phrased it to you as, man, I didn't expect to get TM Revolution's backstory, but I'm all in.
Yeah, like it's just the life and times of TM Revolution if he was a wushu
bard,
a wushu bard puppet. And I mean, like if that doesn't fucking sell you on this movie, I don't know what to tell you. You have bad taste.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
I mean, I guess you have bad taste since you haven't watched it.
I said if it doesn't sell you on it.
Yes, and I am going to check it out.
Good.
Good.
John, are you going to check it out?
I have been meaning to check it out. I just haven't had the time.
Good.
Oh, you always say that. Are you actually going
I
to
am going to
watch it?
check it out. Yes.
Good.
So good.
Because Because John uttering the words, "Oh, I've been meaning to check that out," means he's never going to watch it.
Yeah, but if you end up liking this movie, that means you could just go watch season 2, because season 2 is
a hard sell.
Season 2 is more.
It's a great sell.
It's more.
It's a hard sell because a lot of the things that I like from the movie, like one of the big main things I like from the movie, is not in season 2.
It's okay.
I know because I asked.
It's okay. It's
but
fine.
you have the Gan Urobuchi insert character, Nihilistic Monk.
Yeah.
God, he's so good.
Is that his actual name?
Oh, and there's a fight with a dragon. There's a fight with a fucking dragon, okay?
With the power of rock.
And he fights him with the power of rock, okay?
God.
I don't know what else I have to say to explain that Thunderbolt Fantasy is amazing and you need to watch it.
I kind of want to rewatch that episode now.
I know. I want to rewatch the entire season. It's so good. Ugh.
So, John.
Watch Thunderbolt Fantasy.
So, John.
Yes.
Who's not talking about Thunderbolt Fantasy. Just
Thunderbolt Fantasy!
Trying to keep my agenda down. Just because it's not the Cassie agenda. I see how it is.
It's
Watch
fucking
Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Oh my god. Oh my lord.
John, in they go.
Please.
So I'm in very much the same boat as Cami, in that this was the only one of 2 movies I watched this year that count as this year's anime movies, and that's Black Fox, which I did still enjoy. I don't want to undersell it as like, it's only on this list because it was the only thing I could have left this field blank and said I didn't watch anything that qualified. It was still a really fun movie. It's a popcorn flick, superhero origin movie that sequel baits to the end, and I really want a sequel. It's pretty good. It's not the best thing ever, but it's still really good. So
it's cool that it was on Crunchyroll too. That we got like a full movie on Crunchyroll. Yeah,
we don't get that too often.
No, I was actually really surprised to discover.
You know what else is on Crunchyroll?
No.
It's John's turn.
Whoa!
I mean, you guys were like, "Oh, it's not often we get this full movie release on Crunchyroll."
Oh my god!
Actually,
oh my god!
I'm with you right now.
I'm glad you get
Go back to playing TMS.
You wanted me to talk, and now you don't. Make up your mind.
Sit down.
Whoa.
Jesus.
Damn.
I'll watch it as soon as we're done recording tonight, okay?
Oh, wow. That's a promise.
Wow.
God damn.
See,
shit,
this
son.
is what my enthusiasm does. It gets people to
I
do
already
shit.
watched it.
Watch it again.
Do it again.
No.
Alright, I'm done, for reals.
Oh my god. Anyway, John, do you have anything else to say about Black Fox? Do you guys want me to get us out of here?
It's not really. Go ahead.
Oh, poor Black Fox. I mean, it was a fun film.
It was
if
a fun
anything,
film.
it's very aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, that is definitely the case. And I mentioned it during our review that one thing I really liked about the main character, who is a ninja, is that it's not BS ninja magic. It's actually like tech and gadgets and like just pure techniques, which is pretty accurate to what ninja would be nowadays if they were real. Like, because historically speaking, they were actually about their sort of the tech that they had was kind of like high tech for the age. So I really did like that she was a ninja with tech instead of like BS ninja magic like certain other anime ninja out there. So yeah,
Fair.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for showing up today. I know that a lot of us aren't feeling all that great. I'm actually to the point where I'm kind of dizzy from yelling so much.
Oh no!
I don't know about everybody else, but I'm a bit winded. But yeah, thanks everybody for showing up today. We are going to be releasing part 2 next week, so definitely tune in next week to hear what me and John's top 6 of 2019 were, and also some additional little goodies that we may scream about or otherwise, I don't know, platform ourselves on.
Whoa!
As per Lily.
Uh-oh.
But before you go, I do want to hit you guys with some social links. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, Craig has taken the helm there and is actually tweeting pretty frequently, not just about our episodes, but just some fun stuff like about the crunchies, the anime crunchies, just stuff that he enjoys and wants other people to know about. But also you can follow us there to, when our release schedule is. It'll probably be more frequently updated now. It'll be great. You can follow us at twitter.com/AnnieChatbox. If you want to send us any emails, because we haven't gotten any in a while and I'm kind of sad, the email is anniechatmail@gmail.com. If you send us an email, we will read it on the air and talk to you, and it'd be great. You can listen to us on 1, 2, 7, or 18 million things. Those are iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, SoundCloud, Spotify, and YouTube, and a bunch of other ones that I can't list because they don't actually exist.
If you want us on a platform, hit me up on Twitter.
Yeah.
Our handles are in the description below as well, so if you want us on another platform, just let me know.
Yeah, we can definitely get ourselves uploaded somewhere else if there's somewhere else you guys would prefer us to be. So definitely either send us an email or add us on. Yeah, add us, bro. We do have a Patreon at patreon.com/AnnieChatbox. The new year is coming up, and we are going to be really dedicating ourselves to making sure our patrons get the content that they have been promised.
Yes.
We've been pretty decent about doing it in the past, but we can be better. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be a Patreon, 2020 is the best year to be one. But thank God for the ones who were here before then, and they include Sarah, Corpsey, and Carol, Suki, Paul, and Trebleclef. Seriously, you guys keep the lights on here. You helped us pay for our SoundCloud resubscription this year. We love you. Thank you so, so much. And we will be doing a lot of things in the coming new year to make sure that you get those rewards that you do so deserve. If you want to hear us talk about anime even more...
Why?
You can go to SoundCloud.com/SaveOurProgress, where eventually Craig, me, Zach, and Pete. I'm so tired. Where me, Zach, Craig, and Pete talked for 4 hours about our anime of the decade. I don't know when that's actually coming up, but it'll be there eventually, so...
Probably
if you're
around the
into
same
that,
time of this release.
I mean, that'd be great. So if you want to hear that, go listen to it. It's actually pretty fun. It's long, but it's fun. And they also have a bunch of other slews of end-of-the-year content right now. One was movies that Cami showed up for, which was really cool and insightful. They have some end-of-the-year video game reflections and so on and so forth. So if you're looking for more end-of-the-year content, or just content in general, you can go to SoundCloud.com/SaveOurProgress. Oh my god.
Content.
Alright, we're done. We're out of here. Woo! But thank you guys so much, and we can't wait to talk more about anime next episode.
Watch Thunderbolt Fantasy.
I love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Uh-oh.
Bum bum bum, ba-dum bum, bum bum bum, ba-dum bum.